Hey everybody, it's Dr. Wendy. This is my, wait a sec, let me get this. This is my Wednesday night live stream. It's nice to see everybody. Come on board. The first thing I always love for people to do is tell me where you're watching from, because it's really cool to see that you guys are all over. I have an iPhone up here that's on Instagram. Hi, Instagram. Tell me where you're watching from. Down here on my computer, so you'll see my eyeline change. I'm on a, a platform called StreamYard that puts me on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, a whole bunch of places. So hi, everybody. I'm going to open up the comments that will aggregate down on StreamYard and tell me where you're watching from. Hi, Chicago. We're in California, New York woman. I'm here in LA. How to date? Online dating is brutal for me. Love from Canada. Thank you. I'm Canadian and American. Hi, Philippines. Hello, Kentucky. Hi, Salt Lake City, Utah. Hi, Georgia. How are you? From where? From Lagom. I don't know. Savannah, Georgia. Hi. Vermont. Hello. Perth, West Australia. Hello. Hey. Wisconsin. Brampton, Ontario. I know Brampton, Ontario. Miami. Hi. Vancouver. Hello. A lot of Canucks. Wonderful to see. And hi, Larry. What is it? Chinese? That's really cool. San Pedro. Hi. Solvang. Hello. Wine country. Honolulu. Hello. And there's Kip down in Huntington Beach. Hello. Niagara Falls, DC. Wonderful. So if you're Guelph, hi. Everybody from Ontario. That's so cool, eh? I'm from Toronto originally, but I've been in LA for a few decades. All right, so if you're new to my feed, here's what we do here. My name is Dr. Wendy Walsh. I am known as America's relationship expert because I have been reading about and writing about the science of love for a few decades. I've written 3 books on relationships: The Boyfriend Test, The Girlfriend Test, and The 30-Day Love Detox. I do this live stream. Hi, Calabasas, how are you? I do this live stream for a few minutes every Wednesday before I head over to my private exclusive Zoom room on Patreon, where we have a great group of people. So you are welcome to come over to Patreon, patreon.com/Dr. Wendy Walsh, and join there. So with the few minutes that we do have here, I like to take a moment and answer any relationship questions that you might have. So this is your moment to post it. In the meantime, I'll say, hi, Miami. Hello, Corpus Christi. There actually already was a question, and it was, you wanted some tips for online dating. So here's the most important thing you need to know about online dating. It is designed to get you addicted to the app. It's not designed to help you find a mate. For that, it's going to biohack your brain unless you intervene. There's something that humans have called a paradox of choice. The more choice we're given, the less likely we are to make a choice. And when we do make a choice, we don't value that choice as much. So here's the important thing. Never match with more than 2 people. Never get into a texting relationship with them. Get on the phone as quickly as possible. Exchange a few messages, ask for the phone number, give the phone number, whatever. And then your first date shouldn't be a date. It should be a 20-minute drive-by date, as I call it, a little coffee. And then decide if the 2 of you want to have a date after that. Okay, so how do you work on effective communication when your man isn't open? You model it. And you model it not by blaming them and saying, I need you to say more, tell me more. You simply share your feelings in a non-confrontational way. So, I don't think you're going to turn somebody who has an avoidant attachment style into somebody who suddenly has, craving for intimacy. I also think you need to assess how much your need for emotional intimacy is, within the realm of healthy and typical, or whether it's a feeling of your anxious attachment style. But basically, the way that we teach anybody how to have healthy, open communication is we model it. We simply say, hey, so today when you did that, I found that I felt a little da-da-da. I'm wondering how we could solve this so that I don't have that feeling again next time, right? Out of nowhere on a first date, a guy suddenly started to try to make you feel jealous, talking about other dates, other girls. Why is that? He felt insecure. And so again, if it's behavior that you don't like, comment on it, not in a critical way, but comment on it in an exploratory way. Use your curiosity. So you might say, I've noticed you just brought up 2 other women that you dated. Are you trying to make me feel jealous? Like you just kind of make it cutesy. Or what is that about? You're trying to make sure I know I have competition because I'm not afraid of competition. You do it in a real confident way, right? That's how you do it. Do you believe you can meet someone at the wrong time? Yes. A lot of life is timing, right? You can meet the greatest person, but if you're not ready or they're not ready, I actually say that instead of trying to find the one, you should be trying to find somebody at their state of readiness that matches your state of readiness. Kip has a question. I'll put it up on the screen. What has changed the most recently about women, what women want in a relationship? Well, I hate to generalize about all women because there are lots of women out there. I think that there is a struggle internally with many women between the old rules of patriarchy, which are I need to find a rich man who can support me and help me and so I can stay home and have kids, or I need to find a hot man because I have my own money and independence, so I don't need to depend on a guy. And then underlying it is this idea that women want a lot more emotional connection than they ever have in history. And so the problem for many women is they have a struggle. They want a strong, independent, successful guy who's also sensitive and emotional. And that probably doesn't exist. I mean, it exists. I have one, but it exists kind of in a slightly different framework than you might imagine it. Good question. Okay. Taylor says, Taylor from YouTube, a guy that I've been texting for about a month finally asked to hang out, but he said he couldn't meet up for about 2 weeks. Is that a red flag or am I impatient? That is a big red flag. If somebody's interested in you, they make the energy. And one of the reasons why Mother Nature gave men testosterone is so that they would be brave and they would do the chasing and they would reach out. You don't need to sit around and wait. In fact, I would just stop texting at that point, because at that point he's going to see your sign. I mean, just stop feeding him with texts and making him think that you're waiting there. No, question, is this real or just replaying? Right now, it's not replaying. This is live, and I'm here for another 10 minutes. How do you feel less worthy if you're single? I don't understand that question. What is your advice about going through it? So you're dating somebody and it's going slow. They love bomb, and then they take 2 days to text back. You know what we call that? We call that breadcrumbing. Digital breadcrumbing is where they give you just enough to keep you there, but they're not really pursuing a real relationship with you. And it often is done by men who want to keep their options open, but let's say it can happen with any gender person. And the answer is you got to take control and set very clear boundaries and say, I'm sorry. It sounds like, you don't have to be critical. You can say, it sounds like you're not interested in having a relationship right now. And they'll say, oh, but I'm just so busy. Great, cool, no problem that you're busy, but this doesn't work for me. So when you really want to have a relationship, then text me. And then don't respond by giving them a bunch of texts. This can answer probably Jordan and James, both on YouTube right now. What's your best advice for difficult conversations before marriage? Have them. Whether it's about prenuptial agreements, whether it's about division of domestic responsibilities. I'm a big believer in going to couples therapy before you get married so that you can talk about all that stuff. I love this one, B. Bustella. How do you make a guy call and not text, since guys like to text? It's really simple. You reward the calling and you do not reward the texting. So the last text you send should say, hey, I see that you really like to text. I'm not really a big texter, but when I see your number come up on my phone, I'll be happy to take your call. Boom. Now, a rule is not a rule is not a rule until it's been tested. So they're going to keep texting, and you have to go silent. They know how to scroll back and see what the last directive was. Now, it may take them 2 weeks to call. And when they call, you can't say, oh, you finally figured out how to use the phone, because you're not rewarding that behavior. You have to reward that behavior. As soon as you see their number, you pick up on the first ring and you say, hey, I was just thinking about you. Funny, how are you? And you give them joy and love. This is how you shape the behavior of any human in any relationship. You water what you want to grow. You don't water the weeds. You ignore that. Uh, let me see. I know Jordan keeps asking what needs to be 10-month relationship with a girlfriend is getting very serious. What needs to be cleared out about finances? Well, everybody's different, but you do want to both talk about if you have any debt. You want to be transparent, show your bank balances, talk about debt. You want to talk about what happens if one of you stays home and does the bulk of the childcare and how you're going to live, etc. Because if you're getting married, I'm assuming you're talking about having children too. Question: why don't guys not get that? Why don't guys not get that? Not all women want 1%, want the 1%, but just an intimate relationship. Not sure I understand the full question there. I have to word it another way. I told my boyfriend I'm uncomfortable with his relationship with his female friends again. He told me he would never ditch his friends for anyone. So today he broke out with me. Hey, thank yourself. If these relationships were threatening to you and threatening to the relationship, and he wasn't caring about your needs, then move on. There's plenty of other mates, just a thumb swipe away. I'm looking for one more. I have time for one more question, and then just to remind you, I'm here because I like to promote my Patreon page. Come on over to my Patreon page at patreon.com/Dr. Wendy Walsh. Right after this live stream, I head over and at 6:30, which is in about 20 minutes, I open a Zoom room and it's wonderful. It's exclusive to my Patreon community and there's some great people over there. Oh, I'm sorry you dated a married man. That can be very, very painful. If a man puts in 100% effort at the beginning and then pulls back because of work getting busy, do I wait for him or move on? Depends how long you wait and depends if work is really busy or whether that's an excuse. You see, we don't know. The beginning of a relationship, you're often in the land of no knowing, and you have to contain yourself while you pay attention to all the signs that are there. All right, good to see everybody. I am going to head over to my Patreon Zoom room that will open in about 15 minutes. Please come and join me there as well. You can always listen to my radio show, the Dr. Wendy Walsh Show on iHeart Radio. That's on KFI AM 640 Los Angeles. And all you have to do is download the iHeart Radio app. You can listen live on Sundays from 4 to 7 p.m., but you can listen to recordings of the radio show anytime you like. I've been talking about the science of love for decades, and I will continue to because I think relationships are far more about skill than luck, and I love to teach relationship skills. Thanks for being with me. Bye, everybody.